Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says 5 years of one rank, one pension is a momentous occasion. Polling in 8 Kipungia Ward, A Kifere Town, and 11 Singrep under 60 Bungro Gifere Assembly constituency ends peacefully. 71.84 poll percentage recorded. Nagaland Health Department says household and workplaces are common places of COVID infection in the state. And Nagaland's COVID-19 tally climbs up to 9,455. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said 5 years ago, India took a historic step towards ensuring the well-being of the great soldiers who courageously protect our nation. In a tweet, Modi said, 5 years of one rank, one pension, OROP, is a momentous occasion. He said India waited for OROP for decades. Prime Minister Modi saluted the veterans for their remarkable service. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said a sum of over 10,795 crore rupees has been dispersed to 20,60,220 Defence Forces pensioners and family pensioners as arrears on account of implementation of OROP. This includes payment of over 348 crore rupees made to Nepali pensioners. He said for about 6 years, starting from 1st July 2014, the total recurring expenditure works out to approximately 42,740 crore rupees. Singh said OROP has breached the gap between the rate of pension of current and past retirees at periodic intervals. He said government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi has delivered on the promise made to the ex-servicemen on one rank, one pension scheme. The Defence Minister said welfare of armed forces and their families is our unwavering commitment and topmost priority. A total of 71.84 poll percentage have been recorded in the two polling stations of 8 Kipungia Ward A Kifere Town and 11 Singrep under 60 Bungro Gifere Assembly constituency. The polling process ended peacefully today following all COVID-19 norms and no report of any untoward incidences. Of the total 74.71% voters turnout recorded in 8 Kipungia Ward A Kifere Town, male voters constituted 76% and 73.34% were female voters, while 11 Singrep polling stations recorded poll percentage of 69.48%, which includes 70.30% male voters and 68.68% female voters. After the repoll, 60 Bungro Gifere Assembly constituency recorded a total of 91.57% voters turnout. In Southern Angami 1 Assembly constituency, the voters turnout was 84.41%. Altogether, 8 candidates, including 4 major political parties, BJP, NDPP, NPF, and Congress, and 4 independents, are in the fray for the Assembly constituencies at 14 South Nangami 1 and 60 Bungro Gifere. Counting of votes in these 2 Assembly constituencies will take place on 10th of November. Nagaland State Department of Health and Family Welfare Integrated Disease Surveillance Program in its COVID-19 weekly bulletin has said household and workplaces continue to be the most common places of COVID infection in the state, with 55%. It said the most affected age group ranged from 21 to 30 years and 31 to 40 years, with 26% in both the age groups. The department expressed concern over 1% increase in cases in the age group of 61 to 98 years in the past 1 week, indicating an epidemiological shift from the young to the older age groups. It reported that 52% of positive traced contacts are in the age group of 21 to 40 years, which are the potential drivers of community spread. The department said the sample positivity rate remains higher than the national average at 9.2%. However, the weekly positivity rate is decreasing slowly. In the last 4 weeks, positivity rate among cases attending flu clinics was 8%. 382 confirmed cases and 6 COVID-19 deaths were reported from the week, with 62% of all deaths below 60 years of age. Diabetes has been associated with almost 50% of all the deaths. It reported that infections in people with comorbidities or high-risk groups with 0.83% are slowly increasing, which could indicate more hospitalizations and even deaths. Nagaland's COVID-19 tally climbed to 9,455 with detection of 128 fresh positive cases today. Health and Family Welfare Minister S. Pangyapom in a tweet said 61 cases were detected from Dimapur, 54 in Mon, 11 in Kohima and 2 from Beren. Besides, 54 patients have recovered, which included 40 in Dimapur, 13 from Kohima and 1 in Zunhapura. With this, a total of 8,249 have recovered from the infection. Presently, there are 1,071 active cases. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. Deputy Commissioner Dimapur, Rajesh Sundararajan, said it should be the collective efforts of all to help the differently able people in the community. Speaking during an event today at District Hospital Dimapur, the DC lauded the Indian Oil Corporation for its holistic approach in accommodating persons with disabilities, PWDs, despite the current COVID-19 pandemic. Under the initiative of Indian Oil Corporation Limited, around 302 BWDs will be receiving free aids and appliances of different categories worth around 30 lakh rupees. Besides, one TrueNut machine was also donated to District Hospital Dimapur. The event was organized by Artificial Limbs Manufacturing Corporation of India, Kanpur, in collaboration with State Commissioner for Persons with Disabilities and District Disability Rehabilitation Centre, Dimapur. Yash Vardhan Kumar Sinha today took oath as the Chief Information Commissioner, CIC. President Ramnath Kovind administered the oath to Sinha at Rashtrapati Bhavan. A former diplomat, Sinha has been serving as Information Commissioner since January last year. He will have tenure of 3 years as CIC. Kohima Smart City has sought support from citizens to make Kohima a people-friendly and more walkable city. In a press release, CEO Kohima Smart City Development Limited, Govi Mayase, said, as a part of Streets for People Challenge, the Kohima Smart City with Core Committee, comprising of representatives from wards, citizen groups, professionals and city officials, is organizing an open streets campaign around the city to create awareness about the need to share street spaces with cyclists, pedestrians and citizens, including children, aged people and people with disabilities. Mayase said that the old NST parking spot today was transformed into a pop-up open street space for pedestrians, food vendors, street vendors selling organic vegetables and fruits, flowers, and sitting space for shoppers to sit and relax. The CEO said the Kohima Smart City will work towards identifying more locations in and around Kohima where open street spaces can be carved out permanently for all citizens to use and enjoy. Dimapur District Administration will enforce total restriction of all vehicular movements from Batkai Bridge to Kokidulong from 7 a.m. tomorrow till 5 a.m. of 9th November. Deputy Commissioner Dimapur, Rajesh Sundararajan, in a circular said that a restriction has been necessitated to facilitate speedy completion of 4-lane construction works and as a precautionary measure to prevent any injury or loss of life, damage to property, and in the interest of public safety. Commuters travelling to Dimapur Kohima in light vehicles only have been advised to take alternate route via 7-mile new Deputy Commissioner Office, Sukhoi Razape, Maigam Bimla Mainamsi, Janapani, Metsifema, and vice versa. And as the nation fights COVID-19 pandemic, let us all remember to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, wash hands frequently with soap and water, or use hand sanitizer, and follow social distancing norms. And now 20 News, here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says 5 years of one rank, one pension is a momentous occasion. Polling in 8 Kipungya Ward A Kifere Town and 11 Singrep under 60 Pungro Kifere Assembly Constituency ends peacefully. 71.84 poll percentage recorded. Nagaland Health Department says household and workplaces are common places of COVID infection in the state. And Nagaland's COVID-19 tally climbs up to 9,455. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.